Embark on an exciting journey into the future of agriculture with our apprenticeship program in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Designed for ambitious individuals aged 16 and older, this hands-on opportunity immerses you in the cutting-edge world of agricultural drones. Learn firsthand how these technological marvels revolutionize farming practices from crop monitoring to precision spraying. Under the guidance of industry experts, you'll gain invaluable skills and insights into the role drones play in optimizing farm productivity and sustainability. Don't miss your chance to be at the forefront of innovation in one of Arkansas's most vital industries.
If I'm not mistaken, this is probably the industry standard for your police departments, fire departments, so on and so forth. It is a good, versatile, all-around drone. Yes, ma'am?
There was like a drone or something outside.
Yeah,
that
is.
Yep,
Yeah,
I'll take
That
y'all.
was so big.
We're going to go look at it. Well, he'll explain it when we go outside and look at
Yeah,
it.
is everybody hearing me? Yeah, this is called the DJI M30T. So this is the Matrice line. T is obviously for thermal. So this is the, like I said, the industry standard for search and rescue. That one's been out for about a year and a half, maybe about a year. So with it, it's got a 44-minute flight time. It is completely sealed. We can fly it when it's pouring down rain. It's got thermal. It's got two different cameras. It's got an FPV camera that faces forward, and then it's got the bottom one on it that has the zoom camera. It'll zoom in up to 1.25 miles away, and it's got like a 200x zoom, and then it's got there's a control for it. And then it's got the thermal with all 10 different color profiles. It's got a laser rangefinder on it, so you can actually tap on the screen to identify how far away something is. Changeover, it's got its SBS side-by-side mode to where you can have the actual zoom camera and then the thermal camera by itself. You can do inspections with it. It's really best built. We can do some agricultural with it, but it's really built best for finding people that are missing. They've done deer drone recovery with it. They find lost animals, lost people, all kinds of things. We can set it up, since it is an enterprise drone, to actually scan acres and fields and things like that for agriculture. It's not the best one, but it'll get the job done. And let's see. So here's the controller. So it's zoomed in on you guys, sorry. So this one we can switch over, do side-by-side mode, take that off, change our different thermal signatures and profiles. That doesn't do a whole lot for me in agriculture, but I got it more so as a community service. That way, we're in Tornado Alley, so when we have all the tornadoes that come knocking things down, I can launch it. I did Truman, I think was the last bad one we got. I had a different thermal back then. Didn't find, obviously no one got hurt, thank God, but we did find some missing pets, animals, things like that, and help survey the damage, and that one will be significantly better. That one they actually use for COVID restrictions and lockdown, to where if people were out past curfew, it's got a auto track ability to where it can identify someone's face and then put an actual mobile pin, drop it on them, and as they're walking through the night, a ground unit can come around and pick them up, and you can just set it down there. So that took a little bit longer to come stateside because of those features, but like Mr. Sharp said, there's not a better search and rescue out right now. I do some agricultural scanning with it. There's a multispectral that we use that does a lot better. See anybody in agriculture now? Anybody been to farms? Anybody done any farm work? Anybody at all?
The majority of students here are Jonesboro students that live in town, so some of them probably haven't been exposed to farms. They see them, but the rest of them.
Gotcha.
Those roofsides.
Pass those around. So one thing, you guys are the first to know about it. I am doing a summer Southern Drone Ops Agriculture Apprenticeship, to where if you want to learn about drones, about scanning, about the large drone that you saw out there, we actually put chemicals out with. So instead of large airplanes, we put them out. So my dad and granddad were crop dusters, and so now I apply chemicals as well, but I use drones instead. A lot safer, a lot better for the environment, has so many more features that are better about it. We use less chemicals, less water, we're carbon negative, we're battery powered. But even Mr. Sharp actually put the question out to me is what does he need to do to prepare people for you guys for work in agriculture or on the farm? And it's just yes.
What's an apprenticeship or whatever?
Apprenticeship is to where like for summer programs you can come out and spend time on the farm. learn about the tractor equipment, even drive some of the equipment, fly the drones, see all parts of the farm that we do, all stages of the growth cycle from plant to harvest. There's so many different stages. Arkansas is actually one of the better parts of the country, and in my opinion, it's the best part of the country for agriculture due to the delta and the minerals that were left behind when that big iceberg came down and left, and we're getting out of what I know about. But anyway, when that come and dug so much out, it left behind some of the best soil in the entire country for growing crops. So when DGI was looking at to see where they needed to land to put their agriculture drones, they settled on Iowa and Arkansas because we have some of the best farmland in the country. We can grow so many different things here: rice, soybeans, cotton, sorghum, peanuts. I mean, there's really hardly anything we can't grow here. And so when I go consult in different parts of the country, it's more so like being kind of agriculture royalty, because everywhere else in the country, they don't really have ag like we do around here. We're really fortunate to have the industry and the support that we do. And if that's something that you guys want to look at getting into, coming out, spending some time with us on the farm. I've got different dealerships, different equipment places, different farms all signed up to where you can come out and learn about the equipment, be on some of the equipment. We can do irrigation work. You'll get to see all the drones, fly those. There's just a lot of really great things you can do in agriculture that if you don't know and you're not exposed to it, you don't know that you can do it. So this is something I'm offering to all the schools. JHS has been the first one because am I on the board, or do I just come? What is the thing I come to here? The NEAET?
The advisory committee.
Yes, I'm on the advisory committee here. So they've been the best to me here, so I wanted to give them first shot. I'm going to take 12 spots and let you guys first see it, and then we'll start passing around to other schools like Nettleton and Valley View and Monette, Manila, all those other areas. So agriculture, there's not just, people think of agriculture farming that's just out in the field, just ditches or getting dirty. There's so many different facets of agriculture. I mean, there's sales, there's chemicals, there's equipment, there's seed, there's research, there's the actual farming, growing equipment. There's so many different areas to it, and that's a very stable career field, especially in this area. It'll transcend to any other part of the country as well. And I think there's a lot of great things you can learn about it. And we're really fortunate just to have the resources here in Northeast Arkansas for the different farms, for the equipment places. I don't know if y'all know, but Riceland here produces more rice per capita than anywhere else in the world. So we have more rice coming out of Jonesboro, Arkansas than anywhere else in the world per capita. So that's just one of the many, many things that we are able to see and do here. And I think once you get outside and you start doing the equipment and flying drones and seeing what you can do, you can have a lot of fun outside. You're not stuck inside. I came from the medical world to where I was inside every day for 16 to 18 hours, and that's not very fun long term. But being outside, being under the sun and kind of being out under the elements, it starts to feel better after so long. I think that's all I've got for that. The drone I have outside, guys, is a T50. It's the newest drone out. It came out April 25th. I had it for a pretty good time before that to test it. I always kind of test some of the new drones they have coming out. It's what we use to put chemicals out on the farm. So instead of the big planes, this one's battery powered. We map from our controller, and we're able to be a lot more accurate, and there's no more, we minimize the drift of the chemicals that will drift to people's land or to, actually inhale it yourself or come to your house. So this drone is a lot safer, but it's huge. It's about 11 feet wide, 242 pounds. Yes.
So y'all are taking crop dusters' jobs?
Well, I mean, my dad and granddad were crop dusters. We're not really taking them. There's a lot of times that they can't get sprayed, and that there's things that they can't get to. So it's more so of an adjunct or an add-on to where some farms are opting to do it themselves, or a lot of crop dusting services are adding this on to in addition. This is a lot safer. In 2022, we had 4 plane crashes with 3 pilot deaths. So it's a very, very dangerous profession. Now, if the drone crashes, I'm mad, but I'm alive. And we're getting to the point with technology to where we're a lot more accurate. We always have been. But as far as acres per hour, we're coming up on to where we're pretty similar.
So Taylor, I can see why you would ask that question. I kind of wondered the same thing when I first heard about crop dusting drones, but before I checked into it, where he's explained, there's just those areas where when the crop duster's flying, if you ever watch one, there's certain areas they can't spray. They just can't get to them. So that means that farmer has got to go in with something to spray those. Well, this is where these drones are now coming in a lot more handy and doing a lot more efficient to get those areas for the farmers. than sending someone to spray manually or something like that.
Big thing with that is we can spray when it's pouring down rain. We can swap out and put seeds out with it. I planted like 600 acres of soybeans last year with it. So we can plant when it's pouring down rain, planes are grounded. When the ground gets too wet, farmers would always prefer to use their tractor because they don't have to pay anybody else to do that. They already own the tractor. But when we've got like the rain we have, the ground's too wet, tractors sink into it, they get stuck. We fly right over it, and we're able to spray a lot more than the planes can and the tractors can as well. Most farms are actually opting to put these on their farms as well. So they're going to add drones onto the farm because they don't just spray, they spread, they put out urea, fertilizer, things like that. So it just gives them a lot more options to do, because right now in the agriculture world, when it rains, we all shut down, we don't do much. We just kind of get irritated because we just sit on our hands and have to wait for it to dry up. Not anymore. Now we can use the drone to go out pretty much every day. They can scout, survey with them as well. Yeah, so the drone we use now is called a multispectral. It actually will count each individual crop in the field. It'll do yield estimation, kind of give a farmer a rough idea of how much they're going to yield out of each farm. It'll do crop counts. We can actually identify each individual weed in the field with artificial intelligence. It'll drop a red dot on top of it, and then we can actually create a prescription map to where it'll just spray the weeds in the field. That way we're not spraying the entire field that doesn't need it. We're just spraying the problem areas, and that's just called a weed identification prescription map. That saves a lot of chemical, but I can tell you a prime example is in 6 acres up in Piggott, for umbrella sedge, there was 23,000 weeds in 6 acres. So then we created a prescription map that just went through and sprayed the main stem weeds of it. That way not the entire crop got sprayed, so we saved, we're minimizing what we have to put on the crop itself, because people are always concerned about the chemicals and all the hazardous stuff that they put on the crops and that we're consuming. Well, now we're minimizing that, and we're only targeting the areas that need it. So it's making it a lot better, and it's saving a lot for the farmers as well. But you guys want to follow us outside? We're going to look at this big drone I can't launch. So it's got a 10.5 gallon tank in it. This does pop right out to put a dry tinder box in it that'll actually spread seed. It'll spread urea, fertilizer, Japanese millet, any other nutrients, some solubles that we'll need for the farm as well. Battery's about 30 pounds. It'll last about, without anything in it, about 14 minutes or so. When it's fully loaded, it'll spray its tank out in about 6 or 7 minutes.
So like, how does it work? How do you like?
So the controller that you saw in there will connect to this. We'll use the map option. We'll plot our field out. It'll put in our automatic spray lanes, and then it'll follow the assigned spray lanes and put out at whatever rate we decide to. Thank you.
Isn't that battery huge?
Yes, we get the kilo just get in.
So this, like I said, this is the chemical box in it. So we'll turn back on. It does have headlights. We can actually spray at night now. Typically in the air has always been limited to whenever the sun hits the horizon, we have to stop. Now it's been approved we can spray all through the night now. So sometimes conditions are more favorable at night to spray, so we're going to start opting to use that as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
This one actually has the swarm feature to where we can link 2 more of these together for a total of 3. 4 of these replace 1 airplane. Folded up, it's about 80 pounds. Fully loaded, it's about 242.
Wow. Can y'all actually spot the camera on there? There is a camera on this.
In the front, right.
Yeah, right there.
And the back.
Pretty big camera.
Just the front, yeah.
Can you pick it up? That'd be up to Mr. Cottingham. It's
Which one?
a very expensive piece of equipment.
Oh yeah. We always do 2 people moving it just to save our backs.
What's that right there?
Which one?
Is this the strobes here?
Oh, the bottom here. So that's part of the RTK positioning module. So with it, so this uses the 4 satellite system. So you've heard of GPS. That's the American satellite system. GNSS, Global Navigation Satellite Systems, is what all of the ones for the entire world are. Russia's is Glasnost, China's is Baidu, Europe's is Galileo, and America's is GPS. So this uses all 4 of those systems together. And that's part of the positioning module back here on it.
It's too windy. This is a 50.
So this one is fully opened like this to fold down for transport. We just pull the safety latches here. These props are carbon fiber. If they strike something, they'll splinter and not become projectiles themselves. pumps are on the back here. These are fully electronic to where we can change the droplet sizes and the swath width to where we could spray levees with them. And it folds up to a very small, compact. You can grab it single person, but I always have my guys grab two. Quick deploy is about 2 minutes from truck to in the air. And that's what it folds up to.
You know, that's pretty nice that it can even fold up to that size. I know that's still pretty
I have a
big.
question.
Yes.
How high, what is the height of it?
How high can it go?
The height and the size of it, I mean.
Size of, what's the height as it sits on the ground?
Yeah.
Oh, right now I would say that's probably 2.5, almost 3 feet. Yeah.
I was wondering that.
Stop.
The ceiling, we can't go above 100 feet. We typically spray it about 10 feet, 10 to 12 feet off the crop.
Yeah.
Well, I've got social media, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. You can look us up on there.
YouTube video, just the one with 400 something subscribers?
Yes, that's us.
I thought I saw. I subscribed to you just now.
Yeah.
Subscribe to you while we're in there. I subscribe to you.
Yeah, good deal. Thanks, man. Yeah. If you got any questions, y'all see the videos, y'all want to come out to the farm and see the equipment, we're going to have a look, big tractors, the drones, everything like that. Should have a lot of fun this summer with it. If y'all want to see what we do on the farm, come on out.